Why, hello there, my fellow goblins. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Goblin Camp. Episode 6, Rushing to More Ruins. Will the moat work in winter when it freezes? So, the water's still liquid in the winter. The lakes don't freeze over. Yes, so you can't visually see it, but since the top screw pumps are going, they're putting water here, which isn't necessarily visually being represented, but because of the total volume of this moat, it takes a lot of screw pump screwing. They gotta screw a lot to dry it out. Yeah. So I think it works. As far as I know, there's no way to, like, test to see the water level. And it's also entirely possible that water is sneaking underneath this floodgate, so that, like, they're basically just screw pumping the lake. So to that end, I am disabling the automatic. And let's flood it. So, oh, well, hey, or we don't even need to do that. The spring mountain flood did that for us. There we go. Moat complete. I'm pretty sure I told you to... Oh, no, that's not true. So open up the floodgates. Floodgates are fully opened. And water should be at a maximum. And I think once it floods all the way in, I'm going to then lower the floodgates to keep the water in, so that the moat is at high water level year-round. So let's try to close them now. It looks like it's about as high as it's going to be. There we go. Thunk. And then, the only thing that we really need... Oh! Oh boy. Rip. No, get out of there. Alright, well, we lost that fight with the wolves, but maybe we'll win the next one. I didn't have anyone guarding, and there's always going to be a threat of going out into the forest and getting ganked by wolves, because I can't guard everywhere. What I was going to say is the last thing we need to do is to make sure to have, like, a palisade, let's say, here, just to keep things from using this land bridge going out. So, what to do next? I can prepare more farmland, build a pontoon bridge, explore ruins, or build the wall. Have you guys pick the next project. But now we have, like, a formal entryway into the base. And I'll duckboard it up a little bit, just so that there's fewer mud tracks. Let's go ahead with the palisade walls. Actually, I need to raise the... Clara and Skeldor, thank you for the resubs, by the by. I need to raise the... I'll just wait until it's time appropriate. What I needed to do is build palisades here as well, to guard the people using the screw pump from encroachment. But the water level's too high at the moment, because this palisade's not really useful. Actually, I'm going to get rid of that. It is sacrifice time. I am going to try to build the bonfire in time. The bonfire location is a little problematic. It's a bit too close to this house, so maybe at some point I'll try to fix that. But I'll probably just do a minimum burn. My culture level's 214. It's high enough. I don't really need it that much higher. Alright, ruins and wall. What I'll do is I could do a bit of both. I'll try to work on both simultaneously. So, ruins. We had a ruin very close here to the west. It's not going to take too many, maybe just 1 or 2 raven statues and we'll be there. And then we had one along the river's edge to the east. And that one's pretty close as well. Maybe 3 or 4 more raven statues until we can safely traverse all the way there. We could probably get there now, but I don't want to risk it. Alright, the whole purpose of that wall raise thing is for palisades to be put in as a protective barrier like this, so that the screw pump user can't be attacked by wolves. Once the water level drops a little bit more, I need to... Or actually, you know what I could do is put the... Well, I could very carefully try to lower the water level into the... so that it's all liquid around here. Once the palisades are done. Although that did ruin our bonfire path. I don't know if we're going to be able to get to the bonfire in time this year. But all I want is, like, water here to prevent wolves from circumventing our moat. Check farm planning? I don't know. One of those might be bugged. I'm not too concerned. The amount of time that I have left in the stream, we have enough food to subsist. How about we put turnip seeds here and allow 50% to flower? Start another turnip field. So, exploring ruins. Oh, good. We're already out here. We'll explore the western ruin, and I'll keep working on the north and eastern ruin as well. Because there was another one close to the north. Ruins explored. We found rye seeds. Awesome. So I'll try to get a rye field going. Where is that northern ruins? They're sometimes hard to spot. So rye... Oh, yeah, there it is. That's kind of far out, though. But, we'll make the effort. Rye seeds leads to flour and bread. One warning that I will offer is that it is entirely possible to grind up all your rye seeds so that you end up with no seeds. Because it's the seeds that are both grind into flour and are used for replanting. So you have to be very careful about how you use your rye seeds, so you don't just find them in the ruins and then like turn them all into flour and then not have any rye seeds thereafter. That would be not so good. Okay, that was perfect. I mean, it looked destructive, but it's exactly what I wanted to have happen, which is I can raise this level back up to normal, and this is totally impassable for wolves. So, perfect. Palisade, done. Let's get the stones from that ruin. And exploring ruins was kind of the more popular option, so I'm going to put a little bit more effort into it. So we'll try to get out to the last 2 ruins before I run out of stream time. So that will be my top priority. And I'm also leveling all this earth so that we can use it for potentially farmland or potentially, you know, building or whatever. I like our little moated village. Did we already build that? Dang, that was fast. I like all the water lilies and water chestnut plants that grow in the moat. I guess hypothetically you could use moats as a method to obtain water chestnuts as a food source. Entirely plausible. You know? Some aquaculture. Why not? It is also very interesting that the game is wise enough to know that the moat doesn't have reeds. The bay that I designed has reeds. I think might be a difference of the soil underneath or the water depth. I'm not really sure how it knows or how it's coded, but it is pretty cool that there's like a functional difference between the bay reeds and the moat's plants. I like that a lot. All right, the eastern, did that get built? No, not yet. And then to the north, we've got, I think that one, the northern one got built, right? Oh, no, I can see the spot now. I wish there was like a visibility mode of just like, well, I guess there's civilization. You can kind of tell where the raven statues are in the civilization overlay. It's just hard to interpret sometimes where you have planned raven statues and where you actually have them built. I wish there was a way to just like filter so that you could be like, oh yeah, I already have a raven statue there, I just can't see it at the moment. I feel like I'm like slowly building Tenochtitlan or something, you know, with the integrated like city on a well, I guess I'm not on a lake, but sort of looks like it a little bit. I don't think it would be too much effort to build pontoons. There's also a watchtower. I don't know if the watchtower is functional just yet, but I could build a watchtower out here at our entryway as a sentry. I just don't know if it actually does anything. There's a lot of features in the game that I can see what they will eventually do. I just don't think they're fully working in its current state. That's a lot of farm leveling. So, I have 25 rye seeds. So let's go at least, once we have flattened out a nice 25 5x5 plot, to put in a like a rye seed nursery so that I can cultivate more rye seeds as time goes on. So this will be for rye seeds, and I'm not going to process them into like flour so that I get more of them. All right. This spot that I picked here might not be a good spot. I think it's like too deeply nested into the forest cover for builders to actually build there. So I'm gonna put one here instead. That's more accessible. And then the spot to the north, I think we did build. So I'll queue up a new one. And we're trying to reach there. If I don't end up unlocking everything that can be found in the ruins, at the end of the stream, I'll just, like, tell you guys what there is. It's would, I would consider, be a little bit of a spoiler, but at least you'll know what is entailed within the demo and the pre-alpha test, as the game is set to release soon. So probably just one more Raven statue here, and then we'll have free access to here, this ruin. There was a bunch of ruins across the pontoon bridge. I just need to get the bridge up first, fully, before that becomes accessible. Good. We leveled out everything over here. Nice. Let's see if we still require the Raven statues, considering there's really no forest cover anymore. Because with no forest cover, oh no, there's a little bit of fog of war. Whoa! And in the fog of war, wolves spawned. So that's one of the threats of removing your Raven statues. So learn from my mistake and prepare accordingly. So the wolves spawned in this, you know, unrevealed forest and just like ganked me. Oh, I deserve that. I can, however, turn those 3 statues into 2. So at least we're making it a little bit more efficient for the death of that goblin. But let's summon that goblin back. They're like spirit wolves. Can't tell if I have another Raven statue queued here. I'll build one. Anyway. Oh, the third just got demolished. I need to reset it again. Yep. One of the other advantages of demolishing them is the height where they were. Well, they formed puddles because of, like, spring showers. But there were divots in my field that I can now remove. All at the cost of a goblin life. Luckily, there's kind of infinite goblins. So, like, you know, oh well. You're replaceable. There is no goblin union that keeps them alive. Is there a fish in there? Oh, it's water lilies. I wonder if it's stopping the water lilies themselves or stopping the pond from drying up. That, I don't know. We'll try to harvest the lilies, see if that's a thing. I am going to risk exploring this because I'm pretty sure a goblin can traverse the coastline and get themselves out there, even without the full Raven statue coverage. Nope, still full of water. Oh, maybe they can't get out here just yet. I think one is trying to get there, which is that exclamation mark that they're getting lost in forest cover. That'd be my guess. Okay, I think to the north we got a little bit closer. We're one step closer. I'm going to be pretty conservative with this one and put it there, because it looks like there's a lot of tree cover blocking valid building spots further out. Sacrifice time! I don't have a bonfire, do I? I queued one. Oh dear. Summon water. I queued one up and it just like never got built. So I'm going to queue it up again. Generally, if you don't have it built by the time you have to pick your sacrifices, it's like a little bit too late to actually do sacrifices for the year. So I might have like missed the chance. Well, we'll see. We'll see if the goblins actually make a bit of an effort to fill that in or not. I'm getting awfully close to the one up north. And we're still waiting on... What? I'm pretty sure that's where I put the statue, and it like got deleted. So we're still waiting on the one to the east. There's a few shadow spots in and around our home base that I want to fill in, so it's not a spawn vector for wolves. But the queued up statues left remaining to build will fill that in and prevent spawn camping. Is this dry yet? Yeah, that looks dry. As if they needed more tasks from me. Still waiting on this statue. Taking their sweet time. Building that anticipation for you, chat. So that you, just don't know what's coming. Alright, how's my rye field? It is not sowing time just yet, so it's been waiting. One of the things I was sort of curious about is if I wanted to fill my moat up a little bit more. Yeah. That seems to work. I don't really need floodgates so much. Just summon some water and our moat's nice and topped up now. Thanks, Magic. Of course, any of the tree stump holes are now like flooded, and I'll have to wait for them to dry out to flatten them out. But hey, it was for science. Doesn't look like the water necessarily keeps, or maybe just the elevation of the land is higher over. No, I think it's probably the same. I don't know. Whatever. The moat's functional. I think that's the greater point. Okay. Let's check up on the ruins. So we're probably just one hop away from that ruin, waiting on a log being dragged out here. And that statue did get built, so we are just one hop away from this one too. So that statue should reveal all that we need to do to get to the eastern ruin. Getting close. Our food amount is pretty paltry, just because I really haven't been focusing on sowing crops. That, and I think I probably would need to do a full reboot of the game. I do honestly believe that I have been sowing crops. It's just that the goblins haven't been actually tilling and doing the work. That I queue it up, but they just ignore it. But there's not enough time left in the stream for me to really care about the ramifications of not having that done. We'll be fine either way. So here's the Sentry watchtower. It says it's manned, but as far as I can tell, it isn't. One thing that would be cool is if it was, when manned, it really removed a lot of fog cover or something like that, but as far as I know, it doesn't actually have any functionality yet, so... Oh, and there we go. We have a clear path to the northern ruins. I'm going to do one more statue up here, just so that when we want to remove the stones, it's not like partial coverage, but we'll be able to explore that. How about to the east? Not yet. Almost, but not yet. And then the fog coverage in our base is just this one dot here. But we do have a raven statue queued up, so that should be resolved soon. It looks to me like the water level doesn't get any higher than the top of the lowest screw pump. So I'm going to demolish these screw pumps with the theory that the screw pumps are preventing the water level from ascending any higher. I could be wrong about that. Just a theory. What year is it? It is year 10. You can see in the top right, year 10 autumn. Okay, this should be definitely explorable. There's a nice swath of revealed land all the way there. So, 2 ruins done for you. Now, I know I didn't really do much for the wall, but once those ruins are explored, all the remainder of the time can just be messing with the moat and doing the walls. Why not? So, we found flax seeds. Awesome. I found 25 of them, so let's go ahead and set up a farm plot here for the flax seeds. So we have rye seeds, flax seeds, turnip seeds, nettle seeds. That's what we found so far. Which, was that from here? Nope. The flax seeds came from the northern dungeon, or the northern ruin. Someone coming to the east? I don't see anyone yet. But it's kind of a long way to get there, right? They have to go out the main gate and all the way around and then up the forest. It's a bit of a trek. Don't dunk yourself. I'm not getting you out of there. Well, let's see if that theory is right. I'm going to summon some extra water and see if the water level can be raised up to the screw pump now. And we found more turnip seeds. It's not what I was hoping to find, because there's some things that I haven't found yet that would have been more interesting. But I have a little bit of time left in the stream to try to beeline to the next nearest ruin to see if I can find something novel. So let's do a quick scan for ruins close enough to the forest cover revealed for me to get there prior to the end of the stream. It's probably also going to be across the river, so I'm going to pontoon my way across as fast as I can. The water level is definitely higher. It's definitely up to the low rung of the next screw pump. So yeah, doing stepped moats doesn't seem to work super well. I hadn't built one before the stream, as might have been obvious in my failings to build one. But I guess now you know. I think I'm going to speculate that I would probably need a full reboot for the farms to start working again. Because if I open the soil fertility, the fertility of the soil is still plenty fertile where I'm trying to farm, but we're not actually tilling and sowing. So I think it's probably just a game bug that needs a nice reboot. Same with like the bonfire that is refusing to ever be built. It's one of those situations where it's like, yeah, it's a game in pre-release early access. Got to give it a little bit of leeway for its issues. Your failings are your own, old man. Yep, fair enough. I'm just going to double check out here that there isn't like a really close. Oh, actually, there's a ruin. Is that a ruin or it's just a bunch of trees? No, it's just a bunch of trees with like orangish trunks. But sometimes they're really hard to spot. No, I think the closest ones are across the water. So, what's holding up the pontoon bridge here? Let's make sure we're crafting the needed materials, which is ropes, barrels, and planks. So planks we have up to 30. Barrels we might need to start manufacturing. Yeah. So barrels up to 20, planks up to 30, and then it was rope. And rope will do up to 30. Because I think each pontoon is 4 barrels, and we only had 3. So that's why they haven't gotten it built. So our carpenters should be... what is that? Farrier? No. Wainwright. No, that's wheels. What do you call a barrel maker? There's like a specific term for it. Cooper. That's it. So we just need to employ some coopers. What's going on here? There's like just a pit where we wanted a path. There we go. Come on, Coopers. Ah, they did it. So we actually lay out the barrels and build the pontoon bridge. So let's see if I can bum rush the pontoon bridge across. It's a little ways. We'll see. So it does look like they're actually tilling this year. So maybe whatever I was saying was bugged. It wasn't. I was just not either patient enough or it was too off season or something. I'm happy to take the blame, in other words. In my defense, it is an early access game with pretty limited in-game tutorials and no guides and not a significant knowledge base on Discord because it's so new that it's very easy to not know what's going on and not have sources for answers. So I'm doing my best. Alright, take a look at the jobs. Crafting. Let's try to find the barrels. Making sure that they're not all the way down the, So, yeah. I see some barrels down here that needs wooden slats. So let's... Whoop, there's the water. That's the thing, is I didn't queue up the prerequisites for slats. So I'll have to do slats to barrels. The other thing we could do to speed the process up a bit is to make more carpentry. So I'm just going to go overkill and queue up 2 more carpenters. And then for jobs priorities, let's raise the construction materials and raise craft items. And that should help. I see you standing around. What you doing? So there is a, I will reveal one major game mechanic, which is that pathing for all of your goblins are calculated from the origin point of the gateway rock. Which is to say, if you create palisades all around your gateway rock, you will break path coding for your goblins. So make sure your gateway rock has clear path to everywhere, because that's where the origin point is calculated. So I'm not really sure what these goblins are doing. I'll do a quick save and load just to preempt their movement. But I just wanted to reveal that, because that's, you know, it's kind of seeing how the sausage is made. But if you're running into any problems when playing the demo, where like all your goblins freeze up, it's because they no longer have active pathing to the gateway rock, and they can't figure out how to get to where they're supposed to be. I'm pretty sure that pontoon bridge went off into nowhere land, so I'm going to queue a new one up. Yeah, it actually looks like they're building it now. Sacrifices. Well, too bad. I don't have a bonfire. I could actually build, like, maybe a backup bonfire. Because I have this... The land around here is, like, open and clear and not too flammable, so maybe it'll be fine. Famous last words before the famous forest... Oh, what happened to my... What the hell? My raven statue's just, like, despawned. In the save and load. Huh. Well, at least I'm not getting eaten by wolves at the moment. But, like, that's less than ideal. Well, I'm pontoon. So if I take a look at the jobs here, it probably needs barrels. And where is the barrel making? Way down here. We need carpenters making slats for barrels. So it's just probably not going to happen because of a backlog of carpentry tasks. Would be my my guess. Because I am just about out of time. So before I end the stream, maybe what might be interesting is for me to show you one of my playtest realms. I did do a bunch. I don't know if it's this one. No, that's Yodaville. So let me load this one. This is one of the playtest realms. Where I have, you know, a full pontoon bridge all the way across, and you know, it's a different, less sexy layout, but I built it into a ravine, as you can see. The game allows you to, and this was also true of Primitive Society Simulator and a bunch of the other sort of settlement builder games that I've played in the past, where simple survival is not too difficult to obtain, but the game gives you all the resources to make things interesting, aesthetic, and sort of roleplay realistic. And that, I think, fits into this. So some games have survival mechanics so difficult that you only focus on survival. And then some games are really just a palette, a canvas for you to paint upon. And that this game seems to sort of fall into that, here's a canvas and some beautiful tools to be able to design, a vibrant settlement. And I do like games like that, because they let your imagination run wild. It's the same reason why I really enjoyed playing Vintage Story and the like. But that, friends, is all the time I have for this stream, so I'll wrap it up here. Thank you for tuning in to Goblin Camp, which originally streamed live on Twitch August 30th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow goblins.